why you hate the sound of your own voice, and how to fix it. Ahoy there, VO people, and welcome back. My name is Mike Hathcote. I'm a full-time voice actor and author of the book, The Voiceover Blueprint, which you can pick up by clicking on the description and pinned comment below, where you can get the audiobook and the PDF for less than $10, plus 4 free gifts. But today we're going to talk about why you hate the sound of your own voice. So have you ever played back your voice and thought, whoa, I don't sound like that. That's weird. I don't like that. Well, you're not alone. Pretty much everyone, when they first hear their own voice played back to them, they don't like it. Almost every voice actor at some point in their career, usually early on, has had that same thought, that they don't like the way they sound. So today I'm going to talk about why you hate the sound of your own voice and some tips and recording tricks to actually help you love it. And if you want to learn a lot more about voiceover and actually how to turn that microphone into an income, then check out the Voiceover Blueprint. Also in the pinned comment in the description below. It is my main training program and community where we cover all aspects of voiceover. So once again, in the description and pinned comment below, you can book a free call and learn a lot more about it. Okay, let's get right down to it. Why is it that you hate your own voice when it's played back to you? Well, there's several reasons, but the main reason is that it's unfamiliar. It's not that your voice is bad, it's just that you're not used to hearing it that way. You see, when you talk, you're hearing it internally and externally, meaning that you're hearing the vibrations from your chest and neck and skull as one thing. And then the second thing is you're hearing it externally, meaning that it's bouncing off of walls and things. And the combination of those two things creates a sound that only you can hear. But when you hit record and you play that back, the microphone's only picking up what everyone else hears. So there is no internal, bass resonance or anything that you're picking up inside your own head. It's only what the external sound is. So it's not wrong, it's just unfamiliar. Your brain goes like, hey, that's not me. I don't sound like that. When actually you do. It creates kind of this weird identity crisis, right? You play it back and you go, wow, that doesn't sound like me at all. And what that really is something called cognitive dissonance, which means that you're expecting one thing and you hear something else. So the result is that it makes you feel uncomfortable. You think you sound bad, but you really are just reacting to something new. So here's the wild part. Humans love what's familiar. That's why people often go back into bad habits, because they feel like even though it's bad for them, it feels familiar. And we all like that comfort zone of being in a familiar place. That's why when you play your voice back initially, your brain says, nope, I don't like it. I don't want to hear it again. Move on. But the good news is you can train your brain to get more comfortable with your recorded voice. And that's what we're going to talk about next.
And now for something completely different.
Black Friday is almost here, guys, and we here at the Voiceover Blueprint are doing something pretty special, something we've never done before. So if you want to be the first to find out about what this insane deal is for Black Friday, there's a link in the description and pinned comment below where you can sign up and be on the waiting list to be the first ones to find out when this thing drops. So if you're serious about your voiceover career, you do not want to miss this. So more details coming soon.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Have you ever heard of exposure therapy? It's where you're afraid of something, like let's say you're afraid of heights. And the only way to overcome that is to consistently go up into tall buildings or up on high mountains and expose yourself to that fear over and over again. And after a while, that fear starts to dissipate. Well, you can do the same thing with your voice. So how do you do it? Well, you record yourself every single day and play it back. And the more you play that voice back, the more and more familiar your brain is going to be in hearing it. And it doesn't have to be, a professional sounding recording. You can use your phone and play yourself back or record in your DAW or whatever. Just get in the habit of recording yourself every single day and playing it back. And over time, I promise you're going to get more and more used to hearing your own voice. So if you make it a routine and you do this every single day, slowly your brain is going to start to accept it as the new normal. And so Hearing it both internally and externally will become more natural, and you'll start to like both versions. And here's a side benefit of doing this every day. In addition to actually being able to train your brain to accept and to actually like your voice externally, it also just works the muscle of recording. So if you're new at this, doing this every day will help you learn your DAW better and get better at just the day-to-day recording. Now, the same thing kind of happens when you first start using a DAW, which is a digital audio workspace, and that's your recording software. But when you first open up, let's say Adobe Audition, which is the one I use, when I first opened up Audition, I was completely overwhelmed. But after using it day in and day out, I started to get used to it. And now I can just open it up and jump right in and start working without being overwhelmed. The same thing will happen with playing back your own voice. The more and more you hear it, the easier and easier it's going to be to actually get used to it. And then after a while, it's just second nature. When you hear your voice played back, it sounds great, and you'll actually learn to love it.
Learn to love it because it's the best thing going today.
So now I'm going to talk about some pretty practical ways to actually get even better sound, whether you like your own voice or you don't. And the first one is don't talk directly into the microphone. I've mentioned this several times before, but when you talk directly into the microphone, you get a lot more things like plosives and sibilants and things that just kind of muddy up your sound. You want to talk past your microphone. So instead of talking directly into it, you're talking past it. And that's going to cut down a lot of that extra stuff that you don't want to hear anyway. Now, by keeping this microphone off axis and talking past it and having it pointed down at you, also keep it about, 6 to 8 inches away from your mouth, it's going to sound more like you and a little bit less foreign. And the more and more you do that, the easier and easier it's going to be to play it back and enjoy what you're hearing. All right, so let's recap. So number one, the reason why you don't like your voice is that it's unfamiliar. It's not what you hear in your own head and neck and chest. It's only what other people hear. Next is exposure therapy. Play yourself back every single day. The more you do it, the more you're going to be familiar with it. Remember, it's like the fear of heights. Going up in tall buildings and going up on high mountains will get you familiar with being that high. Same goes with your voice. Next is get familiar inside your DAW. Remember, the more you do this day in and day out, the easier your DAW is going to be, and that's just one less thing to complicate things when you're doing this day in and day out recording. The last thing is the mic technique. Remember, off axis, speak past the microphone, 6 to 8 inches away, pointed down at you. It's going to sound much more natural and more like yourself. Now remember, every single voice actor, I don't care who they are, hated their own voice at the beginning. But the more and more you play it back and get your brain familiar with that sound, the more and more you're going to actually learn to like it and even love it. Well, I hope this little biology lesson helped you in getting more confidence in hearing your own voice back. And leave a comment if you've had that issue before, and let me know if you're going to implement some of these tactics to hopefully get to a place where you do enjoy hearing your own voice. And as always, if you like this content, then feel free to hit the like button and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And that's the best way to help this channel grow. And if you want to go even deeper on mic technique and really learn how to use a microphone like a pro, then check out this video right here.